Greetings. Welcome to day 11 of the 31 Days of Tarot Challenge 2019 by Anthony Dawn. If you just saw my last video, we were talking about tarot cards. I wanted to work with more closely in 2018. And today's subject is oracle cards. Well, I already gave you 2 oracle cards because I said I wanted to work with both the plant oracle, the druid plant oracle, and the druid animal oracle in conjunction with the druid craft. The druid craft tarot. So I put those in the tarot decks because I was talking about working with them in combination with that tarot deck. But on their own, I see these as really wonderful decks on their own. The gardening deck particularly is just invaluable to me as a gardener, as a healer, as a medieval cook, truly, relating to, what historically were used by the cooks in the day, and throughout history. And for some of us, I think our coronation was just held, and 12th night celebration was just held this past weekend, and they did a Viking feast for that, and I was involved in a Viking feast at the beginning of December. And for something like Viking dishes, there are no cookbooks. We don't have any cookbooks, any recipes written down anywhere. So how do we know what they ate? Well, we can look in archaeological sites and see what kind of bones there were in there, what kind of foodstuffs were in there, what kind of pots they used for cooking, implements they used for cooking gives us a clue. But also we can look at, very obviously, what things were growing at the time, what things grew well there, what did they have that they would have consumed. And we know what they were fond of because we see that in their art, in their carvings, etc. So the plant oracle it speaks to me on so many different levels. But as an oracle, capturing, and as a gardener particularly too, capturing the essence of a plant. Nettle. I use nettle a lot in my medieval cooking. I have nettle in my gardening. I use nettle in healing. In modern day, people use nettle to help with arthritis and a lot of anti-inflammatory disease. So, the nettle card, the oracle card, speaks of irritation, but it also speaks of an herb that presents a very harsh exterior. If you've ever come across nettles, they really sting. You don't want to touch them. You don't want to pick them with bare hands. They really sting. But once they are heated or chopped up or whatever, they lose their sting. And they're pretty delicious, actually. But once nettles present a harsh exterior that conceals incredible goodness. So this card may reflect a situation or person with similar characteristics. It's easy to dismiss prickly people as irritable, but this defense may conceal their true gifts, etc. And the nettle card, let me find it if I can find it. I don't want to take a long time to find it because I have these kind of mixed up. I was looking at them. There it is. And there's the nettle. So the messages here are glorious messages. It's not just somebody's... What I love about this deck is it's not just somebody's interpretation of what a plant is. It actually is factual. It actually talks about the factual why nettle was an important plant. The common nettle was one of the most important plants for our ancestors, providing nutrition, clothing, and medicine. It is hard to believe that a plant that punishes us with such an unpleasant sting is now treated as a nuisance can represent such a storehouse of your boundaries more robustly. Wrong page. of goodness. But it is only in recent times we have turned our back on this most generous of plants. In recent times we have turned our back, but in more recent times we are starting to turn our fronts. We're starting to turn around and appreciate it a little bit more. So, but anyway, this is not just somebody's interpretation of what they think it is. You know, what, oh, this unicorn means to me or whatever. It is based on fact of the plant and how the plant is useful. So it's really good factual evidence that I really like that. Okay, as far as the Druid Animal Oracle goes, it's really good on its own too. Again, it's these big, large cards with such glorious illustrations. But the book, what does the book say? You know, when we look upon, when we're studying the Druids or the Celts, their animals show up in all kinds of art and all kinds of you know, in their stories, in their well, a lot of things. And also we have the medicine cards. It talks here about the medicine cards of the Native American animal teachings. Okay, so we see in America some of the indigenous people, the Native American teachers, learning so much. We know the connection that they had to the animal world. So this is really based on a long-standing tradition. And of course, you know, comparing them. You know, you can compare. Which I really love. I really love. So anyway, these can be read individually and they can be read in a spread. So I'm going to be working with that too. This too, on its own. And one last one, which, you know, I have to say, I'm embarrassed in a way, because I don't like to think, no, not one last one. One I wanted to say, I think I showed you when I was sharing my journal, if you saw that video, that I started this exercise, the Chakra Wisdom of Oracle workbook I had that I got. I first saw Jennifer Ball had it. I don't know if she's doing it or not. She talked about maybe going through the year of exercises. But it had a deck of cards that went with it, and which you purchased separately. And I did purchase the cards, but I have not been using the cards yet. I really forgot, I have to say, that I bought the cards. I think I bought the cards first, and then decided to get the workbook. And I'm so embarrassed because I haven't even taken the wrapper off of the cards, this little wrapper thing. But the cards are really colorful and they're really nice, and we're starting right now in the very beginning of this deck. With the red. I'm talking about renewal. That was our first lesson. And we have these cards that we're reading a little story that goes with it, and then doing exercises that go along with it. And that's kind of really cool. But also as a card, and these are also really good for meditation. It's a good prompt for meditation. And each one of these exercises, every week you are given a prompt for meditation. But also to just look at the cards as oracle cards. We see this renewal card, this geranium card. It says to us, you're being offered a chance to awaken to a new life. You may need to deepen your roots and anchor yourself by taking stock of what you would like to create. This is the time to start again and grow a strong foundation. Well, isn't that what I'm doing? That's what I'm trying to do this year. And so anyway, these cards I think would be really good regardless of the exercise in the workbook. Just on their own, each one of them is given a, you know, keyword, facade. I like that. And there's a meaning that goes with it. You know, trickery, grief, wisdom, bittersweet, isolation, despondence, faith, forgiveness, balance, release, destiny. You know, wonderful, wonderful. As an oracle deck, I think this is going to be a really nice deck to work with. Just to the point. Nice to the point. So I'm going to work with that one. But then again, my big one, I cannot wait to get into. My goodness, they make the boxes of these decks. You think the deck should cost 10 times more than they do because the boxes are so lovely. But the one that I really want to use, I can't wait to get into, as the Wisdom Keepers, the Oracle decks, 64 Phases of Awakening. And I showed this to you the other day. And it is just, I think I'm going to add one of these phases every month to my readings, starting in February. Not until I get to February, but because I really want, I'm putting everything I have into the Deviant Moon this month. But these phases speak to me so strongly. The people in these images just calling out to my soul. Aspiration. Freedom. Enrichment. Intuition. Every one of these people is, the faces is a different, absolutely different. It's a real character to me. It's a real person. It's a real archetype. It's a real, I can see into their souls. And I told you before, I love this so much because there was a wisdom with each of the card. There comes, of course, both gift and shadow. There comes a wisdom story, and then there comes a gift to you, which is the gift offered by the sharing of the wisdom story. And then some questions for contemplation, which are good prompts just for, for meditation or for journaling. They're really good prompts for that. So I'm going to be using this a lot, I think, in this year. It's just, it's in my face, so to speak, is what I feel. It's in my face. The faces are in my face. They're like, play with me, talk to me, listen to my story, listen to what I want to teach you. And that is really calling to me very strongly, so I'm really excited about that. So that's all for that. And that is the end, day 11 of the 31 days of Tarot 19. Thank you for watching. I'm Rebecca, and I wish you blessings.